Gyroscope. You're listening to Slurmcast, a podcast for no reason. Today we'll be discussing the fourth and final Futurama movie, Into the Wild Green Yonder. My name is Michelle Burlingame. With me are Tommy Roulette.
How's it going?
Pete Woodward.
That's me.
Our guests today are friends of the show, Dan Miller and John Kay.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Hi.
John, is this your fourth? Is this both of your fourth appearances?
I think so. 4 timers.
Wow.
He beat me back the first time, though.
Yes.
I did.
And I was mad.
But this would be Dan's fifth if he hadn't cheated death that one time.
Mm-hmm.
I was busy getting hit by a truck.
Well, I guess,
Yeah.
but if you hadn't cheated death, you might have only had the 3.
And technically,
Confusing
we've only
myself.
recorded 3 times since the last time you were on.
Yeah.
That's true. It's been a while. But
It's been a really long time, but we've only recorded 3 movies since.
Man, we can really stretch them out.
I'll tell you,
Boy.
man, I barely know what time zone I'm in anymore.
Yeah, I understand that.
America. That's a time zone, right?
It's several.
It's like 5 or 6 depending on how you count. It's crazy. I got back from San Francisco last night, and I got to go to Bender's Bar and Grill, which had been brought up on the show before, and it's a real place.
Is it themed or is it just called Bender's?
No, it's actually. I mean, the thing is, like, it's exactly the type of bar I would like to hang out at. It's a divey, like, punk and metal club. And, they do bands and stuff, but it's, like maybe a smaller version of the Grog or the Happy Dog or something. But
Is
it's
it?
just a dive bar.
But there's nothing about Futurama about it other than the name is Bender's.
No, but there's a there was like a poster on the wall of something. It wasn't Bender, but it was like "Kiss My Shiny Metal Ass" or something. Or "Kiss My Heavy Metal Ass." Because then it had like a picture of Godzilla
that'd
or
be
something.
Mm.
Yeah, but it was just.
It's a cool bar. But
It was a cool bar. Enjoyed it. But it was like, oh, this really is a place. And regardless of Futurama, pseudo connections, I'd enjoy it.
Probably just owned by some guy named like Todd Bender.
Originally,
Like-
yeah,
Are
like
you
100
supposed
years
to go
ago.
on
Yeah.
a bender while there?
Well, that or
Is it Bender apostrophe S or Bender's?
yeah, it's Bender
Okay.
apostrophe. No, if it was Bender's with no
like
apostrophe,
Bender's
I mean that was in
Bender's bar.
It was in the Mission. It wasn't in the Castros. So
Like right next door to like an AA meeting. Bender's an AA meeting.
it was just a long trip. And then the week before that, I had to spend it in Newark, New Jersey, which is
Beautiful.
rough.
I don't know. I've been watching Sopranos, so all of New Jersey seems pretty
Menacing?
awesome.
Menacing. I
Yeah.
think the word you're looking for is
A lot
menacing.
of IROC Z's and gold chains and people with bad grammar and diction.
Well, like the last night I was there, I went to downtown Newark for dinner, and downtown Newark is everything you'd expect downtown Newark to be. Like it's just
Did you spin slowly under like the streetlights on a corner while some song played in the background?
no, I got hassled for change from every stoplight in the car, then had to walk like 3 blocks to the restaurant because half of downtown was shut down for a giant Christian rock concert.
Oh, jeez.
But the thing about it too is when you're driving into Newark, you're just getting taunted by the skyline of New York City, which is plainly visible from
Right.
everywhere. You're just like, oh, so this is,
Huh.
yeah, it's like what's the name of the building they built instead of the World Trade Center?
Freedom Tower.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, it's like a big middle finger pointed at New Jersey and the rest of the world, but specifically in New Jersey, it's a
It's
little
America's
stingy.
dick.
I
That's
thought that was-
Florida.
yeah.
That's America's
America's
disease.
wang.
Disease dick.
Also accurate. I'm really, really glad that the movies are done.
Yep, me too.
This was a slog.
Yeah, talking about dragged out. These movies, too, they could have been half as long, probably.
It was
Easily.
exciting when it first came out. Bender's big score.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good.
'cause
You
we were
see everything
waiting-
back, and then
Yeah.
it just Beast with a Billion Backs, and then Bender's Game, and then you get to this one, and this is just kind of cramming in everything else that they didn't cram in
I
the
totally
other
disagree.
movies.
I feel like the only
Really?
one I didn't like was Beast with a Billion Backs. Like that was, but this one and Bender's Game, like a huge D&D.
I like Bender's
Futurama
Game.
Yeah.
crossover.
Yes,
That's great.
I do
Yeah,
like
that
Bender's
one.
Game.
Beast of the Billion Backs was just so-so, I thought.
Yeah.
And I love David Cross. I wanted to
Yeah,
like him
that's
more.
David Cross is the best part about that whole
Yeah.
movie.
I think what it is is I'm used to watching these in like kind of 20-minute chunks. My attention span can hold, so that's good. And then I can sort of enjoy it without it feeling like a chore. But it was like, oh, I got to block out like 2 hours of time. Like that's difficult for me to do for something that like for things that I enjoy. It's difficult for me to do, and when it's something I feel like I have to do, it's a lot. But that being said, there were a lot of good gags in this. I mean, like I think it kind of tapered off as the episode went on or the movie went on. But like in general, there's a lot of, especially like all the Vegas stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, I think the
That
act
song's pretty
structure. Yeah, the that was then and this is too.
Yeah.
The act structure on this movie, I think, is like better than Bender's Game, because Bender's Game was kind of like a mishmash.
Oh,
like
yeah.
where are we in this movie? When we were talking about it, it was a little hard to remember like what happens next. Oh yeah, but this one it's easily, I think, probably lent itself best to being broken up into 4 separate episodes.
Yeah,
It follows the structure.
and I mean, did you watch the DVD version, Tom, or did you just watch it on Hulu?
Okay, I started the DVD version,
Yeah.
and then I went to go, like, today I finished it, but it took I bought on Blu-ray, and it took my Blu-ray player forever to load it, so I just said screw it and watched the last part of it on.
Why would it take? Is it?
I don't know, because it's a super old Blu-ray player.
Oh, okay.
So
But that's a super old Blu-ray.
it is. It just took forever to load up.
It's tired.
But there is a lot that they cut out in the episodes that were
Really?
in the movie. Just small things like people's reactions or a couple lines that aren't there. Nothing really that is all that funny.
Just,
That would have added to it. So
I mean, there's the weird theme song again. They did that a lot on these movies. They'd throw in like different stuff, but
Now that was definitely Seth MacFarlane, right?
Oh yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they didn't get along.
No.
Can anyone really
Money.
get along with Seth MacFarlane?
I don't know. I mean, I don't like any of his oeuvre, but
Mm.
he seems like a genial enough guy.
I mean, and this was, I don't
Probably.
know. This was 2008 when it came out.
That's
Family
like
Guy was still
prime
around,
Family
right?
Guy.
Yeah,
that was
prime.
like right when they brought, or right after they brought Family Guy back, and it was huge again.
Oof.
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure the fact that Matt Groening is involved in Futurama is Seth MacFarlane is.
But they've made They made cracks about Family Guy in.
The Simpsons too.
Well,
Yeah.
there
But
is
they
a
also did a crossover
episode.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
Family
the,
Guy
the
and The Simpsons.
So the Murdoch overlords
network,
told them
man.
what's what.
Same network.
I never heard that they weren't friends. I think they're just, I mean, they're sort of competitors.
Frenemies.
Yeah, maybe.
There was let's see. I can't even remember now what was what. Is Bender's big score is Lars and
Mm-hmm.
okay, because they had one of those like. There was that joke about the Family Guy calendar, like
Yeah.
you know, it's something about like a laugh a month calendar or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
with Stewie on it. I did like the sign that said the buffet with the loosest bowels in town. I've lived that reality more often than I care to recall. But then, did any of you guys get the Radio Shack Battery Club card thing?
Oh yeah, that was great.
It's just like wherever. Did any of you used to have a Radio Shack Battery Club card?
I didn't have
I
one,
did.
but I remember it.
You
being-
get a free battery every month.
Yeah, I never
What
did.
free.
kind
For
of
free.
battery?
Was it a Radio
Any
Shack
kind of
brand?
Battery.
Was it
Yeah.
a Radio Shack
like a
brand?
car
Yeah.
battery.
I don't think they sold those, but if it, AA, AAA,
Phone
CD,
battery?
That's
It's-
when Radio Shack
is
still
before
like
people
sold
had phones.
parts to build stuff.
I remember
Yeah.
when
No, I'm
Radio
talking about a
Shack
cordless
had
phone at
radios.
home battery.
possibly.
I tried to go to Radio Shack like a year ago and realized it's a GNC now.
Which one?
The one that was
up
on
here?
Detroit.
Oh
yeah.
Are there
Yeah.
any more around?
No.
No,
No, the last remaining one was in West Park in Cam's Corner. And like I used to go there because I needed like certain like connectors
Yeah.
and things like that, and like search nothing.
I need
they
like
were
a
like
47
bare.
picofarad.
But then there would be like
capacitor.
a giant sale there because they were just trying to get rid of stuff. So I bought things I didn't even need because I was like, oh, I buy 2 of these and get like 3 free. Okay.
Yeah.
When I
Battery
went, they
for a phone I
had
don't
they
have?
had
Never
like
use
thumb
these.
drives. They had shit
Oh.
like thumb drives
That'd be
and
It's
and stuff like
was it a
that.
Sprint store now or
Probably.
a Verizon or something? I mean, it's just that it went down.
What are like guys who live in shacks that build bombs buy their components? now?
Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Or
They would have caught Ted Kaczynski way sooner if he had Amazon Prime.
eBay. Or, I mean, it really like it's not hard to find this thing because if I'm like building pedals or fixing pedals or whatever, or I need like guitar
Pedals.
parts, yeah, pedals.
I did air quotes since we're not on a visual media.
It's there's plenty of places to order online, both domestically and internationally. It's just that the immediacy and the instant gratification is no longer an option because there are plenty of times where I'd be like, oh shit, I need a 1 microfarad capacitor now, or I can't do shit for 2 weeks. Until I
Microfarad
get-
sounds adorable.
Doesn't it? What about
Microfarad.
picofarad?
That sounds racist for some reason.
But so that kind of sucks. But to be honest, like the most bang for the buck comes when you buy that stuff direct from Thailand, for sure.
But you have to buy 10,000 of them.
Nah, not necessarily.
Those child laborers with their nimble fingers make really.
But they
great
can
stuff.
they can pack the bags really
Yeah.
quick.
It's like that episode where. Oh wait, that's in a later episode that I can't talk about.
Well,
Doesn't
so I
matter.
had like
Don't ruin it.
I needed to buy 2 3mm LEDs to fix something, and I went on Amazon and I got 200 of them for $3, sundry colors, and I still have 198
You
left.
can give them out for Halloween.
I could just wire them all
Just
up.
and yeah, just
No, not even wire
around
them
the
up.
house.
Just give them the kids. You figure
Man,
out
we
what to
gotta
do with
figure
it.
out something to do with
They'll
that.
think
LEDs
they're
will
like-
be the new raisins and
These are,
nickels.
for, these are for stabbing yourself to test your blood. It's clean. Don't worry.
What
And then you
color
can
are
test,
they?
and then the smart kid comes back and uses it for his Halloween costume the next year.
Yeah.
They're
Just
really
one LED.
it's like blindingly bright too. It's pretty great. So, did the Wongs was Mars Vegas always a thing?
Well, they always owned one hemisphere of Mars throughout
Yeah.
the entire show.
And but they had their bungalow ranches and everything.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if this was like a newer development or it
Well,
was just
I mean,
never mentioned.
There are a bunch of other things that we never saw, like Mars University didn't show up until the Gunter episode.
Right.
So I assume it was there because they blew up the old Vegas to build the new Mars
Yeah,
Vegas.
rest in hell,
Like, how old
Crapville.
was
Yes.
old Vegas? Was it like Cleveland Stadium? Like, let's build another one.
Well, trough urinals.
Was it, it's like or Las Vegas, where it's like, oh, this shit's 40 years old. Let's pretend it was. And I don't even think it's that long
No,
anymore.
I mean
It's
North
like-
Vegas is they just ignore it. I mean, they warn people not to go there because you'll get stabbed.
Didn't they just box it off, basically? Like, air
Yeah.
condition it off? Like, don't go in there.
It's,
Is that one room at your grandma's house?
that's where that thing happened.
Everyone had that,
Don't,
right?
don't go in there.
Everyone had a forbidden room at their grandma's house.
Yeah, but it's just because they didn't want
Yes.
you to break all their nice stuff.
It was a cabinet, actually.
She only had one cabinet of secrets.
Yeah,
With
it was in the basement.
cabinet,
was a saint.
grandma's cabinet of secrets.
It went to Narnia.
She was a saint.
So there's a bunch of Phil Hendry doing voiceover in this episode.
Yes.
In these episodes. I don't know how I feel about him as Frida Waterfall, but I get why they'd have him do the voice.
I love that character. Those rhymes, those chants were so bad.
That whole family is just a treasure.
Well, but okay, so
I'm dead.
we'll get to it later. Because there's kind of a weird reveal at the end that, I didn't anticipate, even though I should have because it was all Phil Hendry's voice. And I don't know why I don't get bothered when he does a woman's voice on his show, so I don't know why I get like weirded out by him doing one on this one.
Is that cultural appropriation?
Well, that's probably
Lady culture?
Somebody somewhere can get mad about it. I'm sure. I mean, if on the scale of things to get
I think it depends on how it's done.
like
Doesn't make me angry, but
I mean, it's,
other parts do.
The Leo Wong situation is probably the most problematic
Yeah.
on this particular show.
Yeah.
But they
But-
made him rich, so it's okay, right?
That's the good kind of stereotype.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
you
it's
want.
like
There's even the
uh,
joke about an accent in the.
Yeah, his
The-
lack of his accent
Yeah,
removal
we-
class from Jackie Chan.
what's-
So there, problem solved.
yeah, is but what I was trying to figure out, and it starts off early in this, is like the whole thing with the feministas or the green Euretas, as they refer to themselves, this was in 2008 when this came out. It's very much like what was going on to make that the culturally significant thing that they were like, this is what we're going to hang our hat on in this episode. Because it's very PCU. Like, it seems kind of dated.
Yeah, I feel like it felt like that at the time, too.
Okay. And I didn't,
Like,
I mean, I
was
didn't
like,
see it
mean,
at the
it's not
time,
like-
but
It's not like, there were less feminists or anything at that time.
no, but like, I went to college the first time, like, at peak
although wait,
peak
when was-
women's studies.
When was the protest?
time, you
Like,
know?
Third wave. Oh, you know what my college minor was?
I can only guess.
Women's studies.
Of course. Which is fine. Like, that's
when was Occupy? Was that,
Occupy would have been
Right around the same
That was
time.
the crash, so that was like 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
thought it
Yeah, yeah.
Same
So
time.
that's around now.
So that's probably
But that wasn't as explicitly
protesty.
like
Yeah, but it's the protest
feministy. And this would have been
Well,
written
compared to
before
now, it's not like there's any more of it than there was, but it's actually getting like news publicity.
Also, we
Yeah.
don't know that this was.
No one gave
this
a
could have
shit.
been written years ago, or
That's-
the idea was written years
Maybe
ago.
they're just prescient.
That's
So,
true. In
mean-
general, they are. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that was very predictive.
Did you say they were Prussian?
I was just gonna Prussian.
Either one works.
Prussian.
Prussian?
Little known fact, but the Prussian Empire was full of psychics.
Prescient.
Point of order.
Prescient. Prescient.
I mean, we're
I mean,
like,
it's a fact that we'll be traveling in tubes at some point.
we're like two syllables away from going off on a Prussian blue. Side jag. I don't want to. Like,
Blue
I
Man
can't
Group?
believe you just
Did say
brought
Blue
them
Man
up.
Group?
well, you said Prussian.
Yeah, but you automatically went to the adorable white power girls.
I just
I thought you said the Blue Man Group. And I was like, tell me more.
I blew myself.
Go
I
on.
blew myself prematurely.
if only.
I'm afraid I just blew myself.
How would Hedonism Bot react to the Blue Man Group?
Or just Tobias.
He'd be into it. I think he'd be into it.
I think he would himself start becoming a never nude and wear
He would
shorts.
probably dump
Or
blue
the-
on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That episode where they get Tobias to record
Blue.
everything he says all day and listen back to see like his innuendos and he
hearing
still
it.
misses it is
He's
so
an, he's an
good.
analrapist.
Yes.
Oh man, alive.
It just so there's an accident. Fry gets stabbed in the head with a necklace.
I like
Charm.
I like that Leo Wong was just like, yeah, I don't care what you're saying. I'm gonna just blow you up instead.
Yes.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
that was the only option, really.
Oh, Fry's dead. Wait, not dead. The other
Other
thing.
thing.
But how did he not notice he had a hunk of metal
'Cause
embedded
he's
in his
Fry.
head?
I thought his hair was alive for a second because it like moved back over to cover. it.
Yeah, it was very strange.
No, it's like, you know, when you're a kid and you get excited because you can move your scalp back and forth.
I do
Wait,
that like
you know,
every
he's
other
got
day.
he uses that what are the mites and the comb.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got the that makes his hair
Barbamites, or- yeah,
yeah,
yes.
barbamites.
but we're intended to believe that the charm that's embedded in his brain is what gives him the psychic abilities, right?
Or
I don't know if it has to get to his brain, like from an antenna standpoint, if it, you know, somehow, I know this is way
putting
off.
right pressure on it.
Or you
on
can
a
just
portion
be
of his head.
amplifying brainwaves.
Yeah.
The shape of the necklace.
Because his brain doesn't work the same way.
Yeah,
He
because
doesn't-
he
he
lacks
doesn't have
the
delta
the
waves.
delta
Mhm.
waves.
he did the nasty and the pasty. Verily.
Nasty.
So this is the other problem I kind of have is that I watched these over 4 days over the last 5 days, so I'm trying to remember what my notes mean. Because whatever, but
Just
there
shout
was,
him out. We'll dissect them.
somebody said he's deader than last year's cat, that's a great thing that I need to work on saying a lot more.
Yeah, Professor was Mr. Wong's top scientist to do the environmental
Yes,
survey.
That's him in the money booth.
Yeah, so he's
The money
he says,
shower.
yeah, Professor goes, "Oh, yeah, go ahead, destroy it. This place is deader than last year's cat."
What did he say about
He
the
also
ponies?
had, oh yeah, it's like his next line, like another great
Clippity
one.
clop, clippity clop.
Killing those will be so much easier than exterminating those ponies.
Oh.
Also, they gas the tree and all the bald eagles fall out on Mars.
And then the
Tarzan.
ape man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as poison cement?
I would think any cement,
Mhm.
if you ingested it,
or laid
Wow,
down
maybe
in it while it
poison.
dried.
I don't know.
It's poison.
We all saw Dick Tracy. You should
We were talking about Bleach.
Not
in the
for
same
like
way,
25
safe-
years we haven't.
Then you need to
Save
rewatch
bleach
it
juice.
because Madonna is really hot in that movie.
He's
Really?
got a point.
Yeah, that was her at her peak, her like Marilyn Monroe phase.
Is Breathless? Is it or is
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
breathless.
Also,
Douglas
like
Mahoney.
Pacino and
Dude,
Beatty
it's a crazy
and
cast.
Dustin Hoffman. That cast is awesome.
They all thought it was going to be a prestige piece.
The makeup was great.
I used to have like a little Dick Tracy watch.
I had one of those.
That's one of
Why?
the few times anyone will ever say I had a little
So
dick.
it make noises.
I was waiting.
I'll
You,
buy
you could
anything.
you could edit that
Little
to make
dick.
you sound.
Little Dick Tracy.
It's an important pause.
Little Dicky.
The whole thing with the leeches and Leela,
Martian muck leeches.
yeah, it just went on and on and on.
But it makes sense because the Penguin episode, she did the same thing about the penguins.
She loved him.
It just seems like a weird plot device that they bring up when it's convenient.
Her love for animals.
Yeah.
That I mean,
It's
even
well established.
until she realizes the poppers are also like little
Poplars.
creatures or
Yeah.
poppers.
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 are the drugs.
Poplars.
Poplars, and then also when they go to the planet when they get Nibbler, she's saving all the
Yeah.
animals.
All right. It's not that it isn't inconsistent. It's just
What bothers me is that it like attaches onto her eye, and that,
oh yeah, that's disgusting, and she's completely unharmed.
and I'm
apparently.
terrified.
It's a
of
mutant eye.
leeches.
Yeah.
She kills it.
Why would you wait? Let's analyze that. Why
What do you think?
You live
her
in
eyeball's
northern
made of?
Ohio.
Like a normal eyeball?
I don't know. I always think about that
Wait, what was the question?
scene in Stand by Me when they like go
He's got the
wade
leech on
through
his
that
thing.
water, and then there's just
I got leeches on my legs when I was a kid. My cousins lived in Missouri during the flood when the Mississippi flooded. And,
That one time?
Yeah, no, like the big one in like the 90s. And
There was
we
a-
went. And I didn't even feel them until I got out of the water and I had leeches all over. Luckily, there was nothing in my junk.
I mean,
know,
I'm
that could have been,
terrified.
like fun.
Was it hard to
That
get
was
them
close.
off?
No, you take a match and
You just
gotta
make
be
it.
really
You make it
fast.
uncomfortably hot, or you could just pull them really
or you
hard. to
shame
make
them.
the stuff. Yeah.
You shame them.
I just
Look
scream
at
at
you,
him.
fat little leach. You're getting fat.
There's-
I assume you
hate it.
just cut off the appendage that they're on. Well, that's why I'm terrified.
It'll
of
grow
it.
back.
you know, do you at the tattoo parlor? Has anybody come in to get like their eyeballs tattooed? Do you guys
No,
do that, or have
no.
you just been like, get the fuck out?
No one's ever asked that.
Good.
I feel like it's a really rare subset of
Yeah.
people who want to get the whites of their eyes tattooed.
I think they're all Russians.
Well, that one chick
The
did.
Russian
And she
thing.
went viral with her weird weepy purple. She's blind now.
Yeah.
That's
She's-
so creepy. Even if you
Oh,
don't
how'd
mess
that
it up, it's
happen?
completely
Yeah.
irreversible. Like you're.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Weird.
Maybe you
Ah,
fucking
poor
injected
judgment.
ink into
Yeah.
your eye. She
like-
had, like her boyfriend, who's a tattoo artist or body mod guy, like he was like, "Oh yeah, I've been trained on how to do it. I could do it." And he just fucking blinded her forever.
Yeah,
Trained.
you,
That means you,
like-
well, how
who
is that training? You
tattooed
take a
grape or
hypodermic
something?
needle and you squirt ink and hope you don't get in the.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah. It's not a tattoo machine.
Right,
It's
it's
a
just,
thin needle and they
it's
inject
gross.
ink. Yeah.
All right, so back to the eyeball leech.
Yes.
What you don't know about your bedspread won't hurt you.
Oh, good.
The names of the slot machines when they go into the new Mars Vegas with Granny's Last Nickel, Pull My Finger, the Wheel of Fortran. It was all like, it was good. I liked it.
I mean, Futurama's always been good at the visual puns.
Yeah. No, I mean it's.
Dinkin' Donuts.
I can only handle casinos for a very short period because I don't like to gamble.
Poverty Party was another one.
What?
Poverty Party.
mean-
Yank Me Doodle Dandy.
If that
Oh,
not an
shit.
adult film, it needs to be one right now.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Gotta
It
be
probably
more
is.
than one.
Yeah.
Granny's Last Nickel.
Yank
Coins
Me,
Be
Yank Me
Gone.
Doodle Dandy, volumes 1 through 32.
Yes.
I mean, it's a
What do you think the plot of that is?
you
He's
yank
walking
on
around
you,
with-
you yank on the arm.
Macaroni.
Macaroni, probably.
Macaroni
Pasta
sex.
making instructional video.
Cool.
Cool.
I don't know. Imagine a horse is involved.
Googling Yank Me Doodle Dandy.
Private mode, right?
No, and the second one is Yank My Oh, Yank My Doodle, It's a Dandy Movie. That's just a bad pun.
Yeah, they went a little too far with that one.
Oh, never mind. I'm giving
Ever
up
just
on this.
look
Should
at
be Yank My Doodle
your
Randy.
cable menu and see the porn on demand that you could order and read the titles? It's fucking hilarious. I sat with my friend one night
And read the titles.
well, yeah, and the descriptions, just going through the menu and going oh, this one, just read it out loud, and you will laugh for hours. It is endless entertainment.
There's merit. There's also merit in reading the comments on Pornhub, because I'm fascinated by the people who I'm gonna go to this website that's solely for one thing.
Yeah.
Obviously social commentary, and then
And
people,
news.
Big data.
People
Bootleg
take the time to
movies.
make an account and then make a comment on these videos.
I signed up just to say,
Hey girl, what are you doing later? But
I would have sex with her.
there's a great subreddit that just Pornhub comments, and there are people who go on and try to find friends. They're like, I'm lonely, which I think is the
Friends.
definition of
I'm
lonely.
looking for friends, guys.
You're posting,
Yeah.
I'm lonely on a porn site.
I mean, that really is
That kind of bums me out.
I mean, it's not even assigning any judgment to people that want to leave comments. And I would guess that on the whole, the comments you see on Pornhub are better than the comments you see on, say, Cleveland.com on
Or
a news
YouTube.
story. They're probably mostly positive,
Yes.
as opposed to
Very
just
much so, very
immediately
much so.
devolving into racist tirades.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's I guess, well, and that's the other thing about it. If you had something negative to say, would you stick around long enough to be like, I watched all 17 minutes and 13 seconds of this movie. It's terrible because of this, or would you just move on and get
Or
down?
people that stick
Yeah.
around and watch the comments grow to see if they get into a fight on Pornhub, which I'm totally gonna do later.
Maybe it's like a Viagra thing where dudes are just bored with their Viagra. They're like, I'll just hang out and comment here for a while.
I'm just gonna comment
back
you're
to
dumb
business.
after every comment to see if anybody comes back.
You know what would be a fantastic thing to comment on every video on Pornhub? Would be stick around for the post-credits scene. And just
Oh, that's good.
and then watch it. There's no credit. There's no credits.
I keep hitting this stupid thing.
That's okay. You can keep hitting it, John.
It doesn't work anymore now.
Oh no! Did you yanked?
I yanked my doodle.
Oh, John's yanking
Oh,
his doodle.
no.
Can you hear yet?
I like it when you do that though.
What,
It was
when
working
twist it?
when you were twisting it. But,
Tell me when.
Flick it a little bit.
ooh. Yeah, give it a little flick.
Get a little flick.
It's like the-
I think those
Right,
are
we're
the
good.
this is the
Yeah?
headphones that
No,
went
we
out
messed it
last
up
time
now.
too.
Uh-oh.
Wait, it's back. Shh. Don't anyone move. Got it.
Spaghettios.
It got real so Fry's brain starts picking up all of these thoughts all of a sudden. He's going crazy. And
Which was great.
Yeah, so then he meets Hutch,
Hutch is cool.
yes.
which also voiced by Phil Hendry, which should have been the foreshadowing. I didn't put it together until the very end.
I don't know. I don't think that is necessary. I mean, how many people do multiple voices? You know?
Every character that Phil Hendry does is a waterfall, though. And I don't know that he's done any voices other than waterfalls.
Yes, he does in this one.
Does he?
Yes.
Who?
He's the encyclopod.
He is. the
Is he?
encyclopod.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the guy with the number 9 on his jazz
That's
there?
Billy West, I think.
Yeah, that's
Is
Billy
The
it?
Grand Curator?
That's the guy.
Also, can we all just take a moment to say that the striped biologist hunter, I wish
Yeah.
Yeah.
a real
was
animal, you went to the zoo and it just flicks you off and
What are you gonna do? Shoot me?
That whole scene where he meets up with Hutch for the first time, he's like, "What's with the annoying shrieking voices? Is my brain picking up The View?"
Oh, it was rough.
It's not wrong though.
No.
Not wrong. But then when he goes to sit down, the crate that he sits on, it's labeled "spoiled melons," which,
That's awesome.
that was really one of the things that I was very excited about. That was a really good.
I like that the tinfoil actually works. I feel like that's good to know that it'll actually work.
if you ever
this ever
start hearing other
happens.
people's
Yeah,
thoughts.
Now I've seen it in enough movies.
I'm surprised
And
that they didn't
Futurama.
have. Well, it's so the tinfoil itself, however they did the paint, it was very
The
cool.
visual? Yeah.
it was almost like they had a different mat behind it
Yeah, it looked like
that when they moved would stay this. I don't know. It just that was a really interesting visual.
Yeah, I couldn't stop looking at it.
Yeah, and then there was a
My
lot of
eyes.
it. Like when they got down into the caverns, there's a lot of tinfoil. But I would think that like, even though they're all hobos or mad fellows,
Mad fellows.
you'd think they would have put some more like art into their hats, like there's that thing that was viral on the internet for 30 seconds a couple weeks ago about like Japanese people who polish balls of tinfoil until
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like.
Maybe they're afraid
Mirror
someone
shiny.
will steal their hat if it's nice.
And they also show how easily damaged they are.
But easily
when
fixable.
They are with a piece of gum.
I don't know why you couldn't just like crinkle it back sealed like you do when you're covering up a
once
pie.
Once it's penetrated, those waves can get in there.
Penetrated.
That's what I learned in family life.
Shit's permeable.
I do like the when they're testing out the foil hat, and Hutch says, "Oh, you don't believe me? Take off the helmet." And
like, "No, I believe you.
so yeah, so he goes like, "Testing, testing. Do you read me?" And Fry thinks loud and clear, and Hutch goes, "What?" He says, "I said loud and clear. Only I said it with my thinker, not my talker."
I'm getting Windows headaches with pictures. An idea.
That's oh. You weren't at the Grog that night when Iron Sheik played, but they have a song called "A Headache with Pictures." They have a bunch of songs named after Futurama. I brought it up before. Excellent band, lots of Futurama references.
Nice.
So is it the Flanders? They're surprisingly good metal. They're guys that dress up.
Oh,
like,
the O'Killy Dokilly.
the-
Really?
Yeah.
it's actually enjoyable.
Yeah, I saw
Is
the
it
beach
like
one.
you know?
I
it's
heard
like
they were good.
Max Sabbath. I mean, it's niche, but
Well,
it's
didn't
still
they
enjoyable.
played together at the Beachland, didn't
Yeah,
I'm
they'd
very
have
sad I missed
to.
that.
they? Yeah, it was like 2 summers ago maybe, or last summer.
I bought a foam finger at that show, but I don't remember what it was. Like I don't remember what it was doing. It might have been
Wasn't
just,
it?
like, a
Doesn't
thumbs
Ned?
up.
Isn't there an episode where Ned has a big foam finger?
What is it doing? Just fingering?
Is it? No, it's just like
I mean,
I'm
at this
the
point,
law of
at this
averages,
point, I was
but
gonna say at this
yes.
point, yeah, it probably is. They've
Simpsons
got
did it.
over 660 something episodes, so yeah,
They should
probably.
quit when they hit 666.
They should have quit after like
Every-
season 12, but we don't need to go there
Maybe
yet.
at 620 something. I don't remember. They did a couch gag about it like 2 weeks ago, and then Lisa goes like, "Wait, we're an episode early" or something like that. I don't know. It was weird.
Oh God.
It was like so
Oh,
that
yeah,
you
'cause
know
they
that
don't know how
next
to
week's
count them.
episode is they surpassed the most episodes ever of a television show last
Yeah, like a scripted
last week or something.
primetime show. They're the
Yeah.
It's it's just for naught at this point.
Is
really.
it weird that we live in a world where there was like the Cosby Simpsons feud for a while, and now we live in a world where the Simpsons is more wholesome than the
Yeah.
Cosby Show?
Yeah.
It turns out cartoon characters aren't usually prolific rapists.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm qualifying that.
Not with that attitude.
The Exticles, there was Rapier Ape.
Yep.
What?
That's true. Oh, the Exticles.
It was a spin-off
More than you're
of Frisky
fighting
Dingo,
for.
Okay.
where Awesome X, Xander Cruz, the Batman-esque character,
Okay.
had a fighting force called the Exticles, and they only did 2 episodes, but the one they're chasing Rapier Ape, who's a sentient ape that uses a rapier, but
Cody.
Got a little hat on. Yeah, hat and everything.
That's beautiful.
he works
good.
at like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh my God. That's
He works at Chuck.
that's like peak pun. I
That's
love
so
it.
Good.
Did so there's a lot of the Don Bot with Clamps and Joey Mousepad in this, which is I mean,
The Don's lucky hands.
yeah, well, it is lucky
His
feet,
foot cup.
Lucky foot, yeah.
Yeah.
and then they, like the Cirque du Soleil thing, where he's like, or did they change it to like Circuit du Soleil or something?
Yeah, it was something like that.
But like, we're going to watch a beguiling display of the pornographic arts, which it kind of is. It's just a bunch of French Canadian contortionists,
Yes.
doing
Putting discs in each
horrible things. That shot where
Oh, it was called Gearotica.
is that okay.
That's what it was.
Oh,
It was-
okay,
It was
because
Gearotica.
this auto-corrected to Gear Optics.
Okay.
that doesn't make any sense, but Gearotica makes sense. The thing where it shot
That's glasses for robots.
the CD-ROM from one
Yes.
to the other was
Yeah.
just like that was super dirty. But
I can see that guy's butt.
why did Bender eat wings?
Because
why not?
It's
They're
a callback
delicious.
to the What About machine where he knows what it's like to be human.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he still loves chicken wings.
No, he
What
was
part of
eating
Podunk
nachos.
you rubes from?
He was eating nachos.
The
in that.
Northeastern.
No, he ate everything. He had hot dogs and why
Well,
didn't
he
anybody-
became like
He ate everything. He had
700 pounds.
Nachos
Yeah.
and hot dogs.
Why didn't anyone ever tell me tasting stuff tasted so good?
It's one of those things where it's like he doesn't need to eat. He doesn't have anything to process it.
The same thing with cigars. He just enjoys them.
This is true, but he needs the alcohol.
But we've already discovered in an episode that he has no free will. So it's all programming.
I don't think that's happened yet.
Oh, shit.
Damn it.
Stop ruining the
spoilers.
future.
Ruin everything.
So, Fanny comes out. This is how stupid I am. One of the reasons I'm stupid is I didn't realize that the reason they called her Fanny is because she had a big fan on her butt. Like I didn't.
It's
On her
so
fanny.
many
Yeah.
levels.
Well, on her American fanny. If it was a UK fanny, it would be a lot dirtier and maybe more interesting. Like how
It'd be weirder looking.
Yeah,
That'd be a dangerous fanny.
I mean that seems. I don't. The angles even seem.
Yeah, I'm
kind
not
of,
sure that would hold up.
So, this is still we're still in part one, and this still has like a lot of the good gags where like Fry confuses mind reading with invisibility a couple of times.
It's okay. I can read minds.
Wait, that's the other one. There was like the thing with the guy at whatever desk who says it, or when Fry went to sign up for the poker tournament.
Yes.
And he's like, all I have is $50,000 and this coin for free entry. Well, but
The whole card game was
Yeah,
great.
that just
with
didn't make any
kind of
sense, and it was
color.
wonderful.
it had a sign on that booth.
the
that said
decomposing
attendant.
head of
Teller.
Oh,
teller.
that was disturbing. The guy that checked him in, the sign said attendant is not required to wear pants, which is
The king of beers. The coaster from the bar is somehow valid.
Bender and Fanny are doing it on a table just out in the middle of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're really pretty brazen. Leah's still got a leech stuck to her at various times and places, which was weird.
Just got to feed it.
Have you ever eaten bear? Because when they talk about
lightly
that,
tormented.
yeah, lightly tormented grizzly bear dusted in
Jojo.
cornmeal.
How
That
would
sounds.
you torment it?
Oh, there's any.
Put
you
it in the
could-
I mean,
cage and
have
you
you
poke a
had
stick
veal?
at it.
Yeah, you could torment a bear in any number
No, I
of
gotta
ways.
get a cage.
You could pull
Come
its
on,
teeth,
guys.
sedate
You need
it.
to torment a bear.
I'm
3
not doing
things:
any of
bear,
this.
cage, stick.
The sadder the meat, the better the taste.
Here's something you might remember, John. You could go to BK Flyers and wrestle one back in the day
Oh God.
on Thursday nights when there was 25-cent beers.
Yeah, how do they get away with that stuff?
The bear was sedated, and I think its teeth had all been knocked out. But this is like back in the olden days. You're probably still there for a little bit of it. When the south end of High Street on the Ohio State campus was all shitty bars.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one that would frequently have a guy come in with a bear that you could wrestle.
What?
I'm glad that you made the distinction between wrestling and wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, it was
Wrestling is forbidden against that bear.
There's a bear involved. It's wrestling.
If you're
Yeah.
bears are no good at sticking to
If
the
there are
script.
overalls, it's wrestling.
they do not adhere to kayfabe. It's a whole thing.
Their timing is awful.
Were you allowed to have entrance music?
Take a beat. I don't know what you mean.
You see this over here, over there?
The,